Are you fed up with the ads that stereotype you if you're over a certain age? Maybe you're mature, vintage, a priceless antique, and every time an ad is targeted at you, you think, oh, hang on a minute, wait. Maybe you feel they've sent you off to the knacker's yard without even waving goodbye. They're all for funeral homes and old age homes and walking aids, and you're much more vibrant and vital, and you want to have adventures, not that. 0207 862 2222, that's the number. Do give us a ring. A survey by the Advertising Standards Authority has revealed that more than a third of the UK believe older people are negatively stereotyped in ads, which often show them lonely, purposeless and totally powerless. Many people over the age of 55 say they feel bombarded by promotions for care homes, funeral or cremation services, oh God, and life insurance. I wonder whether you feel the same. Do you think older people are represented accurately in these kinds of ads? Maybe you love them. Or do the 66-year-olds that you see featured in them not represent how you feel or how you behave at all? I'm going to start with you, Baroness Newlove, because I think possibly you might be the more mature and vintage on that sofa.
Don't worry, yes.
What do you think? Do you notice a particular sort of ads being targeted at you?
I do. When I watch it, even at night time, I call it peasants TV while I'm in the hotel because I'm not really getting any other stuff. And it's constantly, you know, Harry would want to do this. And it's like, these are his wishes and he would like to go out like this. And I'm thinking, it's night time now, you know, I've gone through in the morning. And then in the daytime, you know, you've got these ads where and I think the cheap ads as well, you know, it's absolutely, would you do this if there's a big celebrity in this? About saying, oh, did you do a life policy? Did you go to Ethel's funeral and she had it all planned? You know, and everything is like, you know, I get told in Parliament, we're living longer, which irritates me. Hang on, we get ourselves fit, we do everything right. Now it's too long. And it also is about, you know, it's about shoving the posties. Are we living too long? You want to see us off the cliff edge? And actually, I know a lot of people, you know, I do Pilates and everything. I'm not saying I'm fantastic, but, you know, reform Pilates because I wanted to feel healthy. But I know a lot of people, which apparently we're old age at 55, God forbid. You know, but, you know, the fact is I know a lot of people who do a lot of cycling, they're a lot of fit, they're a lot of fun, you know, they know the tech stuff. And the most person I was amazed by was in my mum's care home before she passed away. There was an elderly lady, and there she was on her iPad every day, you know, and a lot of them had dementia. And I went, go girl, you know, an iPad, you're nearly 90. So I do think we need to do it brighter and stop sending us out funeral, life policies. And now you can get cremation, you don't have to go it. And actually it costs thousands of pounds, so you pay a policy to do your funeral and then you go and you have to pay thousands again. Well, as my dad used to say, just put me where I am and enjoy the money what's left. And, you know, why would you do that? It's amazing.
Sounds like my type of a guy, I'm not kidding. This advert for Strathmore Foods was found to be offensive by the Advertising Standards Authority for playing into the stereotype that old people are grumpy.
Oi, Grandad, give my ball back.
You wee...
Absolutely mystified by that. I'm not sure what they're advertising. I don't really understand what happened. Was he laughing because of what happened there?
Oh, they're saying, you know, they always say food's better for men, you know, but I'm thinking, I don't get that.
He stabbed the football,
yeah.
I think. He stabbed the football. I'm totally bewildered by that. Let's go to Pat in Middlesex. Pat, there are some ads which really get your goat, I hear.
Yes, the one in particular, I do agree that we are mostly stereotyped, but the one that we're not stereotyped on is the one for walk-in baths and showers. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but when it's on, it drives me mad because there is a girl, she can't be any more than 30, walking in and getting in the bath, getting in the shower, with not a care in the world. Now, I'm 83, I can get in the shower, but unfortunately, I mean, I'm for my age, I'm very sprightly, but I cannot get in the bath because I can't get out.
Right. And
I did phone the company once to say, can I speak to your advertising manager or whatever? And when she said, well, I said, well, why don't you use an age-appropriate person? So
what did they say?
She agree with me.
She agreed?
I mean, I feel a bit stupid ringing you up now, but it just really gets my goat that you say we're being stereotyped, but we're not.
Let's bring Baroness Newlove in. She's very familiar with this ad for the walk-in showers.
I have to say, it drives me mad because they get in them very seamlessly. But in reality, you know, there'll be water going everywhere, let's be honest. But it is a younger woman, very smiley, and even that really irritates me because it's a bit, you know, we are a bit condescending to the elderly in that sense. Yeah, I know exactly which advert. I need to get out more, don't I?
People have to realise it's because you're in a hotel room, because you're at the House of Lords.
Yeah, I lead such glamorous life.
Because you live up north, but you have to be down in London.
Yeah.
So there you are watching all these terrible ads.
Yeah,
This is bad,
lovely
bad.
job.
Let's go to Marie in Kent on this one. Hello, Marie. You don't like it either.
Hi, no, it's just awful to have Stanner stair lifts and then funeral parlours and everything else. It's just ghastly because, you know, not everybody that's old feels old. I still run a very successful little business.
Do you?
No intention of giving up. I've had my team for 30-odd years. Love it.
What do you do? What is your business?
Interiors, beautiful fabrics and curtains.
Oh, how lovely. Gosh,
Yes,
I love that.
it
I'm
is.
fascinated by that. I love interiors and beautiful fabrics and colour. What do you think of my decor here? What do you think of this? This is based on Felt's Towers, so if you don't like it, I'll be terribly offended. What do you think of it?
I think it's wonderful.
It's pretty, and I spend so much time working on that garden that I'm just pointing to.
And that's beautiful as well.
Thank
so,
you very
yeah.
much. I'm glad you approve, and thank you. So what do you think should be targeted at you then? What would you like to see adverts for?
Well, like your previous lady said, you know, why are they all beautiful stepping into a old lady's shower? Beautiful women on the stair lifts. It's not really, you know, old people aren't like that, are they? They don't look like that.
Well, I suppose they think it's more aspirational, don't they? A young, beautiful woman whizzing up a Stanner stair lift rather than somebody who would actually use it. I wonder whether other stair lifts are available. I've got no idea. I probably haven't watched enough of the ads. Marie, thank you so much. Let's go to Alison on the line in Norfolk. What do you think, Alison?
Hello to you, Vanessa.
Hi.
Lovely to talk to you, and I love the show.
Oh, good.
What strikes me is that my husband and I, we watch a particular channel that seems to have no end of these adverts for mobility aids in bathrooms.
Yeah.
And clearly, these wonderful actors and actresses, you know, that they haven't got a mobility problem. And it strikes me that, you know, would it not be better to utilise actors that do have a disability?
I mean, it would be much fairer in terms of work and apportioning the work to lots of different actors or lots of... And you could also use members of the public. After all, you don't really have to... It's not a Shakespearean role, is it, to walk in and out of the shower? It's not going to be that demanding. You could say, hello, so-and-so, Alison of Norfolk, come on, show us how you use the shower draped in a really fetching bathrobe or wearing one of your magnificent costumes or whatever it is. But are you ever tempted to actually buy any of this stuff, Alison?
No, not at all, I have to say. And as somebody, I actually work for a disability charity, and I think we've just got so many wonderful disabled people out there. Why can't we use them, you know, in such adverts?
Makes a world of sense to me.
Definitely. And they can see how they can do that, adapt. And if you don't feel silly if you get it wrong because people understand it. And also make them modern. You know, they look something like Blue Peter sometimes, and you just think, can't you make them bright, make them modern, make them, you know, because design is wonderful.
Yes.
At least you feel that. I mean, the stair lifts, my mum had one, but they go at a slow pace because they don't want to do it. But it used to drive my mum mad, you know. So for God's sake, I could have worked up quicker here. You know, give him some turbo power so they feel really
You go whizzing up and down
Look,
to some
I can get up the
trance
stairs.
and house music to get them to move a bit faster. Let's go to Sarah in Greater London. Hi, Sarah. You're 67. You're not too worried about these ads, I hear.
I think they must have misheard me. I'm 57.
Oh, OK.
57, yes. Don't age me yet, Vanessa. I just wanted to say the adverts, I think, have got better.
Oh.
I find when you're, you know, get to my age after kids, you do have problems with wanting wee pads. And I found that back in the day, they always showed old women with them. But now they're sort of, you know, my age. And I think that's quite nice to see. It's quite refreshing because I think, oh, I'm not the only one of my age who needs that.
So you think they've got a bit more realistic, a bit more kind of...
Yeah, I think a bit more realistic. And also, you know, you get to this sort of age, you do think about... I mean, yeah, I think there are too many funeral ones on. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to start thinking about those things at some point, and it's not such a bad thing.
Sarah, I hope not for a very, very long time, and great talking to you. Thank you so much. Let's go to Maria in Portsmouth. Hi, Maria. You'd love to see completely different content in these ads, wouldn't you?
I would, because one, I'm a woman that uses stairlifts and have that in my bathroom for me.
Yeah.
But there's lots of amazing women of an older age group. They're out and about and enjoying themselves.
Yes. Exactly. So what would you like to see? What sorts of things would you respond
Don't take them down to a Haven caravan park. I tell you what, when they get on that dance floor, you can't get them off.
Oh dear. Maria, have you heard of the new nightclubs for the elderly that started popping up in 2018? They were held at lunchtime, so, you know, between sort of 12 and 2, and they were dotted around the country. And if you're over 65, you could come and cut shapes, put on your sequins and go and mix with people, because, of course, loneliness is also an issue sometimes with the elderly. So there are attempts.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it sounds fantastic.
I think it sounds like we might have to go straight after the show, I think. We'll ask Maria to come with us, because I know she's a good laugh. But they call them the bottomless brunch, don't they? Bottomless, not because you're not wearing any trousers, but bottomless because the drinks just keep flowing and flowing. And then, I mean, I admit to having DJ'd at one. I did DJ at one. And at a nightclub just off Carnaby Street in the West End, just before COVID, because I thought that was going to be my DJ career. I was ready to just absolutely own the bottomless brunch. I thought it was really good fun, except for the bit where you staggered out into the bright sunshine at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, absolutely off your head because you've been bottomlessly imbibing, and I was the DJ, so I was really into it. And then somehow you've got to get home in a respectable manner. That was but what a good laugh there.
What a great idea. You know, so many adverts are about ailments and deathverts, and, you know, it's all like doom and gloom in the graveyard. I think they've got the older generation so wrong. They're as fit as butcher's dogs, a lot of them, and they're ready for action holidays or dating. Silver Fox dating apps should be brought back.
Still glamour. I mean, everyone still wants to look as gorgeous as they possibly can. So want fabulous clothes. They don't have to be very expensive, but they have to be stylish and lovely. Exactly. And also delicious food. We're still eating, drinking, falling in love, fancying each other, having a laugh. Oh my gosh.
Unless, you know, I mean, I'm 63, and everybody, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, and for me, it's about you get to a certain age and you're more confident. You learn what you've done. You know, I've had to learn a new journey in Parliament, but actually, it gives you that power to go forward, you know, and I just think we need to embrace that, you know, and otherwise it's like, you know, they still give them pictures with curlers in your hair and the hairnet on.
Like Hilda.
Yeah, you know, and, you know, I'm thinking I'm not that way yet.
Not yet. Never.
I'll never.
Never.